Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Golden State Warriors' elimination from the NBA playoffs came in unfortunate fashion when they fell to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference semifinals. Even getting to the playoffs proved to be an uphill climb. They were as low as the number 12 seed in the Western Conference before a late-season turnaround helped them make the NBA play-in tournament. Once the Warriors acquired Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat, the chase for a playoff spot was on. They went 23-7 down the stretch and even won their first-round series against the Houston Rockets. However, once Curry injured his hamstring in Game 1 of the semifinals, the Warriors went on to lose the remaining 4 games. Golden State Warriors forward Jimmy Butler goes to the basket against Minnesota Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert. Bruce Cluckhonemain Images Warriors predicted to part ways with Jonathan Kuminga once Curry went down with the injury that opened the door for Jonathan Kuminga, who, head coach Steve Kerr benched down the stretch of the regular season. In the final 3 games of the semifinals, Kuminga averaged 26.33 points per game and showed the ability to get to the rim at will. In a piece by Athlon Sports' Mark Medina, he highlights a bold prediction regarding the Warriors and Kuminga moving forward. He predicts that Kuminga will leave in a sign-and-trade. No more staying patient with Kuminga's development. No more staying patient with his fluid playing time either, wrote Medina. Kuminga and the Warriors will mutually end their partnership following 4 seasons filled with intrigue about his athleticism, frustration about his inconsistency and scrutiny about whether they're developing him properly. Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga dribbles the ball during his team's playoff game against the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center on May 8, 2025. Jesse Johnson Images While the Miami Heat and Sacramento Kings have been named possible suitors, Medina points out a surprise Eastern Conference team that the Warriors should check in with. Instead of giving Kuminga a qualifying offer to make him an unrestricted free agent, the Warriors will entertain sign-and-trade deals. The Athletic reported that both the Heat and Kings are suitors, wrote Medina. But the Warriors should see if the Celtics will include Derek White in a deal. A player like White would be a blessing for the Warriors. A second guard who is good on both the defensive and offensive sides. His shooting ability should be noted, as he made 40% of his 3-point shots on 10.8 attempts per game. On the other side, the Celtics would bring in Kuminga with Jason Tatum likely out for much, if not the whole season. If they wanted to attempt to compete this season, Kuminga wouldn't be the worst way to do so. Warriors' next trade partner is crystal clear if they want to address biggest problem. There's too many big men on the roster. The Golden State Warriors did nothing but watch on as the first round of the NBA draft took place on Wednesday night, but there were a host of selections and trades that will undoubtedly impact the franchise going forward. One of the shocks of the first round came with the 16th overall pick when the Portland Trail Blazers, after a trade with the Memphis Grizzlies, selected Chinese sensation Hansen Yang. The 7 feet 2 inches big man had recently worked out with the Warriors, and was projected to be an early to mid-second-round selection who could have been available at Golden State's 41st pick. The intrigue is only intensified when you consider that the Trail Blazers drafted another 7 feet 2 inches center, Donovan Clingan, with the 7th overall pick last year. What it does do is leave no doubt about the futures of Portland's veteran big men, with Golden State a team that could potentially take advantage given the uncertainty around their center position. The Warriors could steal one of Portland's big men. The futures of DeAndre Ayton and Robert Williams III will suddenly intensify even further this offseason, with the veteran duo both set to enter the final year of their deals. Even someone like Dupreath is sure to be gettable for a rival team, having seen a reduced role this past season while holding a non-guaranteed $2.2 million contract for 2025-26. The center position is arguably the Warriors' biggest problem to address this summer, having started Draymond Green as a small ball 5 over the final months of the season. With Steve Kerr already declaring his wish not to start Green at center entering next season, It now remains to be seen whether Golden State will find an external option or simply take a greater gamble on young big man Quinton Post. Given the recent selections of Klingon and now Young, it's difficult to see the Trailblazers asking for too much in return for their other big men if the Warriors want to go shopping. Ayton would be considered unlikely given his $35.6 million salary, having averaged a career-low 14.4 points and 10.2 rebounds in his 40 games last season. Williams may be more realistic given his far more manageable $13.3 million deal, but Golden State would have to be confident of getting the 27-year-old's body right after so many issues over the past 3 years. After finishing 7th in Defensive Player of the Year and helping the Celtics to the 2022 NBA Finals where they ultimately lost to the Warriors, Williams has appeared in 61 total games in the last 3 years, including 20 this season where he averaged 5.8 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks in 17.6 minutes per game. It feels more likely that the Warriors will explore the free agency market if they do want to add a veteran big man, but the Trailblazers could certainly emerge as a potential trade partner given they're well overstocked at the center position. Mike Dunleavy believes Jonathan Kuminga can reach NBA potential with Warriors. The biggest question mark of the Warriors' NBA offseason revolves around impending restricted free agent forward Jonathan Kuminga. After the first phase of the offseason concluded with Thursday's second round of the 2025 NBA Draft, General Manager Mike Dunleavy offered insight into where the Warriors stand with the former number 7 overall pick. On Friday's episode of The TK Show, Tim Kawakami asked Dunleavy about Kuminga's comments earlier this week, when the 22-year-old expressed his desire to be great and an NBA All-Star. "As a young player, I love the personal ambition," Dunleavy stated. "That's what I see, first and foremost, with the comments. He's a guy that believes in himself, wants to see what he can do. I think, ultimately, if we're able to bring him back, we see a path for him to be able to do some of those things here." While Kuminga will be free to negotiate with other teams once NBA free agency begins June 30th, Golden State will have the chance to match any contract offer sheet he receives from another franchise. Kuminga's potential isn't much of a debate, but it's fair to wonder if he can become a consistent, high-end scorer on a team led by veteran stars Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. Varying from DNP-CDS to the Warriors' main scoring threat, Kuminga's playing time under coach Steve Kerr fluctuated greatly throughout the end of the 2024-25 NBA season. As Dunleavy recognized, Golden State will need to make a firm decision on the young forward's role going forward, which could affect how both sides approach contract talks. "I think that will come out in the wash. It will get figured out, honestly," Dunleavy said of Kuminga's unclear role with the Warriors. "And that would be the calculus on us bringing him back and him wanting to be back here. So these are all of the things we have to go through and figure out. These are all questions that just can't really be answered until we know what the deal is. Whatever those answers end up being, it will be very interesting to see how Golden State continues to handle this saga with a rising star." Warriors' recent signing quickly becomes fan favorite with Stephen Curry post. "This is a way to impress fans. Not all NBA success stories originate from the NBA draft. Just ask guys like Fred VanVleet, Austin Reeves, and now 2x NBA champion Alex Caruso." Immediately after the 2025 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors and Mike Dunleavy Jr. began searching for additional talent and the next undrafted gem. Chance McMillian could be just that, with the Texas Tech product a lethal shooter who could quickly become a fan favorite with his impressive shot-making. After starting his career at Grand Canyon University, the Vallejo native finished his career at Texas Tech and was a pivotal piece in their Elite Eight run, earning himself all Big 12 second-team honors in the process. Chance McMillian is excited to join Stephen Curry and the Warriors. McMillian fell just short of 50/40/90 this year, shooting 52.3% from the field, 43.3% from three, and 88.5% from the line. While the 6 feet 3 inches guard averaged over 5 attempts per game from three, the most impressive thing about his shooting was just how difficult some of his shots truly were. There truly isn't a shot Chance won't take, and Warriors fans will even appreciate his look-away three that's become a staple of the greatest shooter of all time in Stephen Curry. The newest member seemed excited to join the Warriors, posting a fan-favorite gif of Curry on social media in what's sure to increase his approval among fans. McMillian could now have the opportunity to train and develop alongside Curry, who has famously worked out with and helped a number of the best shooters across the league. Texas Tech basketball also posted a statement from McMillian reading, "It's a dream come true to suit up for the squad I've always looked up to. It's crazy to think I'm a part of Dub Nation now. Assuming he makes the Warriors Summer League team, he could be very fun to watch heading into training camp this fall." A potential issue for McMillian at the next level is positional. Not being a true point guard and also being undersized for a traditional two-guard will make it hard for him to find consistent minutes. Improving both defensively and creating for others will be a huge next step, but as someone who can take and make tough shots with a high level of efficiency, you will always have a chance in the league. McMillian is also excellent around the rim as a finisher as well, evident in his high field goal percentage where he shot 47.5%. For now, he signed an E10 contract with the Warriors in the hope that could translate into a two-way deal next season. Assuming he makes the Warriors Summer League team, McMillian could be very fun to watch heading into training camp this fall. Warriors, Kings 2025 NBA Summer League game dates, times, TV info released. Following the conclusion of last night's second round of the 2025 NBA Draft, basketball fans now can shift their focus to the NBA Summer League in the coming weeks. The NBA released the Summer League schedule and TV broadcast information on Friday, which will take place from July 10th to 20th in Las Vegas. While the Warriors will also compete in the 7th Annual California Classic from July 5th to 8th, Kings fans will have to wait until the Las Vegas event to watch new draft picks Nick Clifford and Maxime Reynaud take the floor in royal purple. Golden State fans, on the other hand, will have plenty of opportunities to watch second-round draft picks Alex Tui and Will Richard in action, though both the Warriors and Kings rosters are yet to be announced. In addition to 3 California Classic matchups, the Warriors are set for the following matchups in Las Vegas. Friday, July 11th vs. Portland Trail Blazers at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, airing on ESPN2. Sunday, July 13th vs. Utah Jazz at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, ESPN2. Tuesday, July 15th vs. Memphis Grizzlies at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, NBA TV. Thursday, July 17th vs. Toronto Raptors at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, NBA TV. Meanwhile, the Kings' schedule is as follows. Thursday, July 10th vs. Orlando Magic at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, NBA TV. Saturday, July 12th vs. Chicago Bulls at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, NBA TV. Monday, July 14th vs. Phoenix Suns at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, ESPNU. Wednesday, July 16th vs. Cleveland Cavaliers at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, ESPN2. Both Sacramento and Golden State will play at least one more game in Las Vegas between July 18th to 20th, which will be determined based on their results in the 4 prior contests. If either team qualifies for the playoffs between the top 4 teams, their 5th game will be a semi-final on Saturday, July 19th. A win there means a berth for an extra 6th contest in the Summer League Championship game on Sunday, July 20th.